Jr. Today is Saturday, September 6, 1997. We're here today to discuss the Scott family history from the views of Myles Scott Sr., Clarence Ellis, and Lawrence Scott. And here they are.
My name is Alonzo Hardy Scott. I ain't supposed to sit on one. My name is Myles Scott, Senior. My name is Clarence Scott Ellis. My name is Lawrence Matthew Scott.
My name is Jeremy William Scott.
My name is Myles William Scott, Jr.
Myles? Oh, we talk a little bit louder? Yeah. My name is Myles Scott. This is Clarence Ellis. Oh, no, he's supposed to talk himself, ain't he?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I would do my own. My name is Myles Scott. That's all you need to say. Okay. My name is Clarence Scott Ellis.
My name is Lawrence Scott, son of Dan Scott.
And that's about talking.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we were just, trying to get this together from, our granddad, his name was Dan Scott Sr., and he was married to Haley Head Scott. And to that family, it was 5 boys and 1 girl. And they all are deceased now.
I guess you better name them.
That's the reason I Yeah, the oldest boy was named Dan, and the second was Alonzo, and the third boy was Clarence, and the fourth one was Luther, and 1 girl, Martha Scott, and she was married to Charlie Cooper. And then Granddad married, his second marriage was married to Grandma Sane. What was her real name?
I don't know the name. Her name was
Leanna, wasn't it?
Leola.
Leola.
I believe that's right.
And to that family, it was 2 children born, Whitley Scott and Hiawatha Scott. And they both are deceased now.
No, we're doing fine.
Yeah, we do.
That's where you want us
to be close together. Okay, Clarence, you can tell what you know about the family.
Well, the only thing I know about the family was when I was real small. I remember, the only thing I really can remember, my mother, she was laying across the hearth during the deceased. I was a little bitty, I guess 2 or 3 years old, and I can remember that. As far as granddaddy or anything, I can't remember any of that at all. But I do remember her laying across the hearth. At that time, they had weights and things at the house, and she was laid out across the hearth. And we lived on that Martin Binkley place out there on that old Coopertown, old Martin Chapel Road, I believe it was. And my daddy was janitor up at the Mount Zion Methodist Church. I remember going up there once, twice with him. They made him a member up there. He was a janitor up there, and he'd go up there and clean up, and they made him a member of that church. And that's about all I can remember as far as granddad and all. I was so small, I can't remember them at all.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I used to go up there with my dad at the church. And back in that time, you know, black folk wasn't going to church unless you clean up the church.
Right.
But what we did, we would go to revival side and listen at the window. So one night, one of the members decided if they can clean up church, they can come in church. So we went inside church, sit down, and they treated us real nice at the time. And so much I could say. But we, at that time, we wasn't going to church out of Coopertown like we ought to be going. And we would, I think Lawrence and Clarence don't remember this, but we used to go out and run rabbits. And church we got the kids to keep us from much racket. Church after that, they tell us not to run no rabbits. During church time.
No, I don't remember that.
No, you too young to that, Lord.
Oh, we were good back then about running down a rabbit. You know? We had a beetle hound. We would on Saturday and Sunday. That was our trade. To get
Almost outrun the dog.
Oh, yeah, we would run. We would get out there and every Saturday and Sunday we'd get our meat. Rabbit meat.
You know, we just run up in the covers on.
Yeah.
And then we get a great big pole and twist and get up there and pull it rabbit. Woo! Well, that was a good time back at the end, though.
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah. And in the summertime when we get ready to cut wheat, we cut that wheat, and then we cut out when the wheat would get down to a narrow strip. Them little young rabbits in the summertime, we would even catch rabbits in the summertime. Eat them little young rabbits and have rabbit meat.
Rabbit stew and everything else.
Well, the only thing we're missing today, I wish my brother Herb was here. He's so far away, but he won't ever get here.
And I might explain why I got to be a Ellis. My daddy had about 10 of us, and these Ellises were a good friend of theirs, and they asked him for the youngest boy. And I was the youngest boy. And after so many years, of course, my daddy was a little reluctant about he said, I don't want people to think that I'm giving my children away by having them adopted, but they finally convinced him that he wouldn't be giving them away, just providing a better home for them because they didn't have any children and they needed somebody, you know, to take care of their part of their estate when they died. So he finally consented to do that. But for the connection was, and there was no disconnection. We always was recognized, and I was always recognized, and they always told me, you will always be a Scot. It don't never change, and it didn't change. And so as the years grew, and as we started having family reunions and things like that, and it's been real nice.
Remember, this man Ellis, every Christmas.
Right.
Y'all went invited to us, you know,
Right. Yes.
And even when the country didn't have y'all move anywhere you
Right.
you always invite us for Christmas dinner.
Yes.
Did it until she was disabled.
Yeah, the family was always a tie there. There wasn't no, break off or nothing. So a lot of people wonder why. I've been asked a lot of times, why are you a Ellis and they are Scott and they're all full brothers? So that explains why it is.
Y'all might want to tell about the rest of the families, the ones that are not with us.
Okay.
Because of,
I just mentioned that a little bit there about Hart. I mean about Herbert.
Right, they live out of town, and those that have already passed. And
Okay.
Lawrence, you can tell about your family. And your son, your children, things like that.
Okay, I'll start off. My dad was Dan Scott Jr., and to that, and he was married to Carrie Scott Jester Scott. They married in well, my dad was born in March the 16th, 1885, and my mother was born in March the 18th, 1885. And my dad died August the 7th, 1939, and my mother died January the 12th, 1948. And they married in March 3rd, 1912, and to that family it was 6 children born: Louis Scott, Lawrence Scott, Catherine Scott, Goldie Scott, John Perry Scott, and Samuel Scott. And we're fortunate enough for all of us living except one. My sister, Miss Catherine, she passed in 1980. So we have been a very fortunate family.
You pick up on that. Just go and name your dad's mom.
Oh, okay.
I'll add on something.
Okay. After that, this is, as I say, I'm the youngest boy of Lonzo Scott. He had 10 children. His name was Lonzo Scott. He married Mary Ivory. I can't remember just when they married because I was real small, but I knew they had 10 children. And of course, my older sister was named Annie Rose, and she's taken over as mother after my mother died. She's taken over as mother. And I may not name them all in as they was born, but nevertheless, that was Annie Rose Scott, that was Jesse Scott, and then James Scott, that was Myles, Herbert, Alice, and Lonzo, named after my father, and then I was named after my uncle Clem, and there was Juanita and Dot. I may not have them all as they were born, but nevertheless, that was the 10 that was in the family. Of course, I remember during the time, a lot of time, we would have parched corn to eat for lunch. It may be funny, but we filled up on it. It was good. When we survived, we was good. And I remember one time, Brother Herbert was down in the creek and got a turtle hung in the thumb, and we had to take a knife and cut that turtle head off to get that turtle off his finger. They said he wouldn't ever come off unless it thundered. So we didn't take a chance on the thunder. He had knives on the thunder. So I remember a lot of things I can remember just like that. And I remember, as I say, when my father was a little reluctant in letting me go because these Ellises was a good friend of his, and they didn't have any children. They wanted the youngest boy, and so I was just happened to be the youngest boy. And I remember they lived at Bell Watts, about 5 miles from Greenbrier. That's what they call Wall Trace Lake, the Wall Trace Church there now. And I remember crying about a week because I hadn't been used to being hadn't been used to being by myself, and I cried about a week. But they finally bought me a little wagon, and I started playing with this little wagon, and singing, and one thing and another, and I got all right. But as I stated, we've always been close. I didn't get to see them all that often
when I was small, because they lived in one part of the county and I lived in the other part of the county. But nevertheless, there wasn't no thoughts about that. Because one thing I say about them, they told me that you always be a Scot. We just want to adopt you because if we ever have anything, we didn't have anything then, but if we ever have anything, it'll be yours, so we don't have any children. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate the idea that they didn't try to pull me off of their own. Because I probably wouldn't have known any better if they had it, but I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, getting back to the only 4 of us living now. James is passed and gone. Ann Rose passed and gone. Dorothy passed and gone. Wally passed and gone.
Do you know the dates when they passed?
I don't have it with me.
Okay.
I got it home, but I didn't. When you get old, you don't think like you ought to. So I didn't think, I told Lawrence that I had, I told you, Lawrence. I had them, then I come out and forgot it. Yeah.
I got them somewhere around here myself.
But 4 of us, 4 living, and one's in Arkansas, and one's in Nashville, which is me, and 1 brother, and 2 brothers live in Springfield. Hard and Clarence live in Springfield. Anything else you add on, Lawrence? So, what was yours now?
Yeah, about the school days, you want to.
Well, go back to school days. You want to couple down? Have one more. Of course, I mean, we had to walk 3 miles a day. Well, 3 miles, my 3 miles there, 3 miles back, right?
Yeah, about 3 miles.
3 miles, 6, yeah.
6 miles a day.
6 miles.
We didn't walk, we run.
Oh, that's right.
You know.
We did have some shortcuts.
Yeah.
You could cut across the old people's farm.
You remember what the shortcut approach one time? Did you?
I remember that.
Bull got after us on board.
You had to go there. You had a haystack.
Right.
Sometimes you had to go and get in that haystack and keep that bull while somebody else divert the bull so he could get it. And the man had some steps there on the end of one end of the road where you could climb over, I believe. He had some steps, wooden steps, where you could climb over there. But a lot of times that bull would get between you and them steps and you couldn't get over them steps.
Yeah, but the man told us one time, the man kept on telling us, y'all could come through our field. We didn't ignore the man. And that bull got one morning, and we jumped over fence. That bull got over fence, and we went to the house. And we went in the house, and that bull
started pouring on that
house. On that porch, you know. Because I didn't get much education, but I got enough to get by with, I guess.
Well, mother wit meant more than anything.
Yeah. I was told that with a little job I had.
Still mother went.
Well, 37 years, and I told her later, I said, I ain't got much education. She said, well, you got mother wit, and that's worth more than your education. And
what Mom Mabel said.
And the school we went to was a one-room school, one teacher, and this teacher had to teach
8 classes.
Eight classes, first through the 8th. But we had a real nice.
yeah.
And what the teacher would do, the kids that would advance, say 6th, 7th grade, she'd help them teach the 1st grade. You know, they would. If you was 6th or 7th grade, then you could help us teach the 1st grade.
Yeah, 1st grade.
Yeah. You could teach them ABCs. They had ABCs then.
Well, I never did like school too much myself. I was one of those slow ones. When my dad wanted me to stay at home to work, that was right in my alley. I had rather work than to go to school. But I see right now where I made my mistake. You can't do nothing now without an education.
Yeah, right. Well, our experience was worse than you did, Don. I would like to go to school, and I went to school a whole year. And old man we worked for, which was named Martin Dickman, he told my daddy, get him out of school. I ain't got no education. And we had to drop out of school when the time for examination. And we'll repeat that 8th grade right over again. Then my dad said, well, we'll let you go see here high school. And that day ain't come yet. They ain't come yet.
Here come Hardy. Of course, come on up here, Hardy. We waiting on you.
Of course, come on up here, waiting on you. So at that time, you didn't have to have as much education as you do now. Of course, all this technology now, you know, you got to have that plus a skill. If you don't, you're lost.
Yeah, you got to have something now besides the mouth.
That's right.
And that head.
That's right. Everything is technology, and one thing and another.
Don't let me stop the show.
We waiting on you.
Waiting on you. Where you can tell your history. Okay, you start now?
Yeah, you talk.
Yeah. Well,
Speak up.
I'll tell you what. When I was about, I guess, 3 or 4 years old, my mother died. I went to sibling Viney. Stayed up there until I got about 25. Went back home. Stayed around a while. Left again. Went to Brentwood. Stayed there about 4 years. I left Brentwood, went to the Army, came back, and that's just about it.
When you went to Brentwood, I know that you go to Brent. Who you stay with in Brentwood?
I was a white lady over there.
I remember when he was Brentwood.
I down Reverend Frison a lot of times, you know. Reverend Frison. I never forget one day when George died and rose instead of calling on phone, he called for nickel dime them days and wrote a postcard. Told the Reverend Frison, they want you to come out and preach the film. Uncle George is dead, and we got to set the car and stay late. We come out here and stand up in there.
Postcard nickel in with it.
No,
Penny.
a penny. And rose.
Phone call with the nickel.
Yeah, phone call with the nickel. That's his postcard. Penny postcard.
Baby didn't have no phone. Where was you? Where was you?
Yeah, he in Springfield.
Oh, you lived in Springfield.
You got your white folks phone.
Probably didn't know how to use the phone.
So that's the way it runs.
Well, Hart, you may want to tell everybody about your family, how many children you have, and...
Oh, yeah, I can get that straight now quick. Well, I got three boys. Paul Wayne.
When was you married? You
I was married in 1947. I don't know what month it was, 1947. I got married, built me a house, been in that same house ever since. And in the house there we raised 3 kids. Paul Wayne Scott, Robert Earl Scott, and Alonzo Jr. Where they at now, I don't know. I know where Paul was at, but I don't know where they were. Yeah, I seen Robert a while ago.
But you do know they're all living.
Yeah, they're all in us now. They got around.
Yeah, I got 2 boys. James Edward Ellis and then his uncle Ellis. They both live in Nashville. No girl. Only girl. Lost one girl. There was one dog and daughter, but she died in childbirth. So I settled for 2 boys.
Well, I was married in 1948. I took my honeymoon in New York City.
Uh-oh.
I was just trying to go to professional football, professional baseball. Okay, I had 2 children, Mr. Myles Scott Jr. and Carolyn Head. They both survived. My wife passed in 1987. So I've been back ever since.
You've been available ever since.
No, I'm not available.
Well, I was married in 1943. 1953. And I've been married 44 years. I married in November. I married in February. I married the 22nd, so I wouldn't forget when I was married. That was a holiday. It's George Washington's birthday, so I can't forget that. I know married down his wife's house down on Bessie Street and 17th Avenue. I moved next door where I'm at now. I'm on the corner of 17th Leo, the state of Airwild. Then I moved over here on 1513 and been here ever since.
Yeah, I'm picking on that thing. Tell about Herbert since you're not here.
Okay, you tell about it.
Okay. Got one brother in Arkansas, which is like Herbert. They have, I think he married, what did he marry? He married, all of them married about the same time.
About the same time.
Yeah, I think he's married.
He married, maybe, I don't know where he might have been married. Anyway, I know his son.
Where you think he married?
His son, I married in 53, and he undoubtedly must have married maybe 53 or 51.
Yeah, I got all that down in the book. I found it, but I
He not said because his first son was born the 29th of May, of April. 29th of May. And my son was born the 30th of May. Because he called me that night and said, well, I done beat you. And I called him right back the next day. I said, well, I got a memorial baby. I said, everybody celebrates his birthday, 30th of May. So we had a big laugh over that. So he must have married about the same time I did.
The only thing now, get back to Juanita. Not Juanita. Juanita, Jesus can't say Juanita. Juanita passed and she had one child.
Right.
But she deceased too.
Right.
There was another, my sister was named Dorothy. And she had
4 children.
4 children.
Yeah, right. 3 girls and 1 boy.
No, she had 2 boys.
2 boys? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
She had 5.
She had 5 children. That's right.
3 girls and 2 boys.
2 boys, right.
And there's one of them deceased, which is the oldest boy. And the rest of them, one in Kentucky, one in Nashville, where Lewis is.
Over in, somewhere over in.
Hey, everybody, Junior. Where Lewis is?
Somewhere in the Bahamas.
Virgin Islands?
Virgin Islands?
Somewhere like that.
Yeah, and O.T. Jr., he's up in
O.T.
Detroit.
Junior up in Detroit.
Yeah, right.
So that's just about my family. As long as you pick up now. Tell about you
And
all your children.
well, James, my oldest brother.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah, he didn't have any children.
No.
So, but he married Bessie Scott. Of course, he had a niece that they halfway adopted. So everything he had went to her. But he died in a car wreck and going to down in Mississippi. And,
I'll never forget that day.
never forget that day. Never forget that day.
Well, what about Alice? Put in there?
Yeah, you talk about Alice.
Now Alice, one lives in Denver, Colorado. She didn't have no children, but I think all her husband's niece's name was her children.
Yeah, right.
You know, she died in 1991, and I went there myself and her. Well, it was all I was winning, but I stayed 21 days.
Right.
And I retired in 93, and when she died in 1991, I did more work then than I did since I retired. Yeah. Okay, Lawrence, that's it. That's all of
And
How about Jesse?
You got the most.
Oh, wait a minute, Jesse.
Yeah, you got.
He married, he married
Cullum.
Cullum.
Call him Humphrey.
And no children there.
No children there.
And Rose never been married. No children.
I guess they all figured Daddy had so many children, they didn't want that. He had 10, there's nobody ever than him. 2 about all, let's see. Well, other sister had 5 baby girls.
Yeah, dog and
Oh,
one of them.
Others had 1, but the rest of us had 1 and 2. That's it.
Yeah, I had 2. 2 was enough for me.
2 enough for me too.
They had some old seeds on there. Get around.
Okay. Well, I mean, no.
And there they go.
You go.
I went overseas, but I don't know what I had. I had a chance to get them, but I don't know what I had in the
Only thing got him, but he telling about one year old kid.
No, well, no, and I was married in 1948, my second marriage. I didn't have no children, but I have had one stepdaughter and five stepchildren, granddaughter, and about 8 great-great-granddaughters. And Lewis was married in 1949, and he had two children, 2 boys. And Catherine was married in 1949. They didn't have any children. And John Perry, he married, I don't know what year he married, but he had plenty of children. he made up for them and didn't have no children. He got about 8. He got about 8. And Goldie, she's married, she have 2. And Sam's married, he have 1, expecting another one.
I don't think I'm going to do that again. You talking about family?
No, not Sam, no. Sam's granddaughter, daughter. Let me back up there. Sam was married, had 1 child, and his daughter have 1 child, expecting another one.
Okay. I'll settle that. That's man, what you been doing over there?
Yeah, I'm glad you freaked me out on that.
Now, John now. John got 8. He got 8.
How many grandchildren you got? You got 3 or 4. Maybe more than that. Yeah, he's got about 5 grandchildren, and he got a one great grandchild. I know. Maybe more than that. Yeah, I know he got 1 great grandchild. I don't know. Somebody was telling me about Dan having what is Dan got a child? You know anything about it? I don't know anything about it. No, I don't know about John Perry's boys. No, I don't think the boys.
Dan one worked out too.
Down there, but he's in South Carolina now working. Oh, he may have a child. You never tell about him. Somebody was telling me about him. He might have one. I ain't heard birth anything about it though. Well, they know. I know that. You don't tell that too fast. How long you been out here, man? All the morning?
We got you about 10,
about 10. Not too long ago. Anything else you think we need to talk about?
Yeah. Talk about Lewis. Yeah, Lewis went to college, stayed 1 week. He forgot about how to call a mule. He went there, come back home and said, Lawrence told Lewis, get your mules up. Lewis said, how you call a mule? Muley. Lawrence said, you better call that mule, boy. Yeah, that's how I see Lewis. I tell you about that mule. I don't get that mule.
That really, he did like to hear that.
Yeah,
last time he was here.
The hard been asking you. Yeah, he done told me about that mule. Hey, Lawrence.
Yeah.
See about the time we made that biscuits up there or something, hard wouldn't even eat the dough. You wasn't in there, were you? Yeah, I didn't. I
didn't know you was there.
Yeah, I was there. Lawrence and Tom and Herbert. We out there trying to get this bread me up to make a pie. Hard wouldn't eat it. Look at Dan Carter, see?
Yeah, one day, my dad and mother, they was coming to Nashville, and we the boys, Tom, Herbert, and Hardy, and myself, we got together and we decided we was going to cook a dinner for ourselves. So we killed the chicken, and fixed this chicken, and And I think Tom was gonna make the bread, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Tom was gonna make the bread. He made the bread, and that bread was so bad the hog wouldn't eat it.
I wouldn't eat the bread.
And we went down there and run them hogs and got them hot and everything. And Dad forgot something. He'd come back and call us. Boy, we was in trouble there.
Hey, Lord, guess what time with the Uncle Dan come to town, get some ice, make that ice cream, get much ice cream right your nose. You remember that?
Yeah.
You make that ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ice cream right your nose. Well, eat some ice cream. Hey, man, tell about the time honey them said y'all went out there and I couldn't Jenny.
Yeah, we had to, the name of went out there and I told her, come on. Miss comes in and sick. Kind of here and everything. And she told us, y'all get out of here. And me and honey all sit there like in here. She said, well, I bet y'all get out and get the shotgun. I bet y'all get out of here. She ready to go get that shotgun and we went out that back door. Yes, honey, did that.
Yeah, guess it one fail.
Yes, one failed. Yeah, somebody failed. We all jumped on top of them. Going out the door. Yeah.
Everybody start up there and step off with it.
Honey said, well,
Jess won. I know Jess, honey, won. Yeah.
We wanted to get the Lewises in on this occasion, but
Okay.
we wasn't fortunate enough to get into them here. But anyway, how the Lewises came into the Scott family, our granddaddy, his brother, Joe Scott. And I don't know what his wife's name, but anyway, they had, I know it was 2 girls, cousin Jenny and cousin Liza. And cousin Liza was married to Will Lewis.
Right.
And they have a very large family too. I just couldn't.
Oh, God. It's a big family.
I mean, he had a lot of...
Yeah, see, my dad and Dallas, they be first cousins. They be first cousins.
And
that's why
how,
they come in there.
Yeah, that's how the Lewis
come in.
come into the Scott family.
And Meg Washington, well, not in the family, but she didn't know all. She know what was been known us all our lives. Anyway, she said she know she's been known us all our lives, and said she would have been at the family reunion, at your church.
Right.
Only thing they had, Pastor White, Clark. That's the only way.
Right.
Said she had never missed. She's been coming ever since we started. She's been coming, and she knew all of us. Cause I knew her. Well, alongside I know better than that, but I worked with her, on the same farm.
Probably did.
For a long time. Her and Bob and all of them one time.
I would like to get this together and get this history together, what we talked about today, to see if we couldn't get a book printed up.
Right.
To Herbert Jr. said that he would fix it if we could get all the information to him.
He could pick it up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a lot. Of course, a lot that we don't really know.
No.
A lot we haven't said, but
It'll be a long time.
good time to start. Good place to start.
and then if you have a book of it,
Right.
always
add some more to it if
yeah.
Something else
some of them come up. Yeah.
So that's something we can think about and start working on it
Right.
and get it to her. But he said he would
Put it together,
Yeah.
and compile it there. Right. So this is a good start. I don't know how I'm going to look on that film, but I hope I'm doing pretty good.
Be like, it's something else. Be like, well, that boy got killed and all that. Yeah. I mean, the boy was in there, so I ain't gonna be a picture. Me and him turned around, went that way, and a woman took it, they called us.
When was that?
That was about last year, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was on television that night.
It was.
So I didn't know it myself. So somebody called and told me about it. You on television, you on television. And I looked the next morning, I called the next morning. Yeah. I was getting it too. I was yeah, I was getting it.
If you'd been a crook, they'd have caught you, wouldn't you?
You lying. Well, we're going to
I
flash
guess
them
that's
now.
about. My name is Alonzo Hardy Scott. I'm supposed to sit on him.
Cordell come up. Cordell has some good information also as well about the family, the back, after the beginning of time. And I'd like for you to hear some of this information. We're not very small, right? That's very small. That's right. But Cordell, you come up and normally and share, this information, and then we will counter our business session. But the point being is that we're actively trying to record information about Scott, Lewis, the Cannon family, all that's present. So, when we get to these 76, 86, and 96 Lord's willing, if we can share with others. About a while, you look around now, Faye, Lloyd, Myles, Williams, they're getting up in age too. Speak up. I'm here. Give Scott family tree. Richard Scott and Anna Green. 831 Riverside, Scott Law. They both came. Richard Scott was born in 1804. Hannah Scott was born in 1850. They had a son, which is the oldest son, Scott.